Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome back to another makeup tutorial. It has been way too long, way too long, and I don't really have any good excuses for it, so I will be back uploading them more regularly, so I can, all I can do is apologise. So the makeup look that I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be recreating the look that I actually did for my birthday party. So this was last week now, but I really loved how it turned out, and I thought it'd be a really good way to kickstart them again. So I actually got my birthday dress on, and yeah, I just really loved how the makeup turned out, so I just thought I'd recreate it. I did really want to do like a get ready with me for my birthday thing, but it was just such a stressful morning and I spent hours and hours getting everything set up, so it just never would have been enough time for me to actually do it. So now I can actually sort of sit down, relax, there's no rush, and I can just get on with it. Okay, to start off with, I am going to prep my face with the Primark Prep and Perfect Vitamin Enrich Moisturizing Primer. I'm obsessed with this primer. It is a dupe for the Bobbi Brown vitamin face base or whatever it's called. I always say it wrong. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I think this was £3 or £4.50. And you'll be able to see, once we've got it on, how nice it leaves the skin. Look at that. But also it is a really great primer as well. So I never prep my eyes with anything but the P. Louise base, and this is in shade 2. So I'm just going to pop, hopefully I'm not going to get this on the dress, because let's put those sleeves back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it on the back of my hand like this, and I'm just going to take a concealer brush, pop it in, and we're going to get that all over the eyes. So this is going to help with your eyeshadow colours coming through. The pigment's going to look a lot better. Eyeshadows actually apply better with this base on. You don't actually have to use this specific base, but this is the best one that I've ever found, and I don't think I'd ever change now. So because I feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it. So to start off with, I'm actually going to be using a bronzer. So this is going to be the first colour that's going to go on the eyes, and this is a bronzer I'm going to be using as well on my skin. So this is the Kind Bronze by Kinda Beauty, and I got this in a glossy box, I think it was. So I'm just going to swirl around this Molly O'Brien MO12 brush. I'm going to swirl it around in there and start applying that. This is just like a really perfect brown transition shade, and I just really love the colour of it, and obviously it'll tie in really nicely with the bronzer that we're going to apply. It's actually looking a little bit dark. I think there was a little bit of shadow on that brush. It's fine, but the bronzer doesn't actually look that dark. Can you see how nice the skin looks and how glowy from that vitamin face base thing? Oh my god, I really need to say it right. Okay, so now I'm going to take this Iconic London palette. This is a little bit beaten up and a little bit worn, but I'm going to take this really dark brown shadow here, and I'm going to take this on this Morphe JH32 brush. I'm going to pop that in and tap off the excess, and then we're just going to focus this in the outer corner to begin with. And we are going to bring it in, but we're only going to bring it in about, I'd say 2/3 of the way on the eye. We don't want to bring it all the way in. Love creating shapes with eyeshadows, so we just want that to go, like I said, 2/3 of the way in. Just making sure you're using a really light hand, because we want everything to blend together really nicely. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to look ahead and see where the eyeshadow, what the eyeshadow looks like when you're actually looking straight ahead. So obviously if you're looking down, it's going to look different, and then you can just decide if you need to top it up. So I'm just going to add a little bit more into the outer corner, and then I'm going to start by really softly bringing that just out towards the end of the eyebrow, and then we're going to sort of blend it outwards later. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this top to top shade, this one here, and I'm just going to take that on that big fluffy brush that I used in the beginning, and I'm just going to use that to blend out what I've just done. I just want to add a tiny bit of warmth in right over that dark brown. Okay, so now we have that down, we're going to go in with a shimmer, and we're going to go in with this bronzy shade here to the inner corner, and we're going to take that about halfway, and you're just applying it by patting. This is going to help it blend into those shadows really nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over with another shimmer. So I'm going to go over with this Champagne Chic shade here, and I'm just going to pop that over the top, but only a really small amount, just because I found when I was doing this on my birthday that that this particular shimmer was a little bit too of an orangey gold. So by putting this over the top, you'll notice that it just kind of cancels out a little bit of that kind of dark orangey gold. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to apply like a full liner for this look. So I'm just going to go into my Morphe Bronze Goals palette and just take this black shadow. You can use any black shadow. I'm going to take this flat brush and I'm just going to pop it into the black shadow, tap off any excess, and literally just do a really quick smudged out liner and bring it about 2/3 of the way in again. This is just going to help the lashes sit a little bit nicer. So I actually saved my lashes from my birthday, and these are the Prima lashes number 58. They don't look as pretty as what they do when they come in the box because I didn't save the little plastic thing. Usually when I'm saving lashes and reusing them, I'll put them back on the little white kind of holder that they come in. But I think maybe I was a bit too drunk to do that when I got in. So I'm just going to pop some glue onto here. I'm using the Duo glue, and this is the Quick Set Strip Lash Adhesive that is glued shut. That's not what we want. So now that the lashes are on, I've noticed that I need to add a little bit more of that brown in. So I'm just going to go over the top of it just with a really light hand and just add back in a little bit more. Like so. Okay, so we're going to move on to the face now. I'm going to start off with foundation. I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Longwear in shade Barcelona, and just popping that onto the back of my hand, taking a foundation brush and applying. So you'll notice that this shade doesn't match the shade on my face, and that's because, oh, foundation on my earring. My body is darker than my face. Oh my goodness, I can't get my words out then. My face just never tans, so it might look a little bit crazy putting it on like this compared to my skin, but it will all match up. I'm going to take this large fluffy brush and start blending that out. And my concealer next, and this is the Barium All Night Long Concealer in shade Cookie. So I actually am not sure about this setup, so I'm actually using my vlogging camera to film this today because I only have one memory card, and that's currently set up for the camera that I'm filming on. So usually I actually film my makeup videos on my Canon camera. However, I've not got a memory card for it. So I decided that I would use this camera, but I'm not too sure on it, to be honest. I feel like my other one looks better for this kind of video. Hopefully it'll be fine for this video, but I think next time I'll definitely make sure I've got a memory card for my other camera. Just feel like it looks a bit better for these kind of videos, and then obviously be using this camera for my vlogging camera, but hopefully it's fine for this video. I think it is. And then I'm just going to blend that out with the foundation brush that we used on the foundation. I do have a new powder technique that I have been trying out. So what I've been doing is, once my concealer is on, I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder in shade Fair. And we're just going to set that under eye really quickly with this. Like so. Just so that concealer is all set in place. And then we're going to go in with the Huda Beauty powder and a large powder puff, and I'm going to go over that and leave that to bake for a while. Okay, so what you're just going to do is pinch the powder puff into the powder, tap off any excess, and then we're just going to bake the under eye. And I'm just going to use the excess on the forehead, the chin, and then we're actually going to bake this section as well, but we're not going to do that just yet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to contour. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation Stick in 210 and just pop that on with this brush. This is a Real Techniques brush, but it's so old I don't know what the actual name of it is, but it's kind of like this. So I either use this or a stippling brush when I'm contouring. Either one, to be honest. I don't really have a preference. Well, to be honest, I'd probably lean more towards a stippling brush to do it, but this one works good for the cheekbones as well, just to get in like that really nice definition. Just a little bit above the top lip and the bottom lip, using the excess. Just going to give the illusion of bigger lips. Don't know why I put this dress on to do this video, because I wanted it to be the same, but I didn't want it to be, but like it's just got makeup all over it now. But it's fine, Dem, we're okay. We're okay. Alright, so what we're going to do now, whilst we're baking, we're going to put some shadow on the under eye. So I'm just going to take that same dark brown shade from the Iconic London palette, and I'm just going to pop that onto the under eye with a small brush. And then I'm just going to pop on a bit of black eyeliner using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in black. That baker's been on there for a while now, so I'm just going to take the same brush that I used before, put it back into Charlotte Tilbury powder and start dusting that off. I want to make sure we get off all the excess powder. And now we're just going to go back to that Huda Beauty powder again, and we're going to put the powder puff back in. And we're just gonna bake this section here, and this is just gonna give us a little bit more of a defined look on the face. So just gonna leave that there for a while, and I'm gonna go over with the same bronzer that I used before on the eyes, just going over with a big fluffy brush where we contoured. So for blush, I'm gonna use the NARS Orgasm X. I didn't even realise that it was actually two NARS Orgasm blushes. There's the Orgasm Original and the Orgasm X, and I actually prefer the Orgasm X because it's got a lot less, I can't speak today, what is wrong with me? It's not got as much reflex in it, so it's kind of not as shimmery as the other one, and it's a lot more of a pink colour. So I'm just putting that on, just where I would be smiling, or where I do smile, not would be, you know what I mean. Now it might look a little bit crazy right now, but just trust me. So now I'm going to move on to brows, and I'm going to use the XX Revolution. I don't know what this is called because it's rubbed off, I've had it that long, but it's just like basically the Brow Wiz type thing, and I'm just going to brush up the eyebrow hairs and put them into place. I need my eyebrows doing so bad. Bobby, if you're watching this, please book me in because I really need my eyebrows doing. They're literally, the hair is growing into my hairline. I'm just going to wipe away the bake that we left under here. And then final step for the powder is we're just going to get a little bit more of that Charlotte Tilbury and just go over wherever we feel like it needs a little bit more mattifying, if we want to blur anything out, because this powder literally is like a blurring tool in a powder. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but like, it's incredible. So we're just going to go over that, and that's going to help blend out, as you can see, the powders we've already put on. So I'm going to spray my face now. We put a lot of stuff on our face. So I'm going to use, I've got a little mini version of the Professional, the Benefit Setting Spray. So I'm just going to take the lid off and spray. Now for mascara, I'm going to use the Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and I'm just going to pop a little bit on my natural lashes to blend them into the falsies, and then we're going to go on the bottom lashes. Okay, now onto lips. So we're going to use the Morphe Sweet Tea Lip Liner, literally one of my all-time favourite liners ever. Oh, I just started applying it and didn't even tell you. What a shocking YouTuber. So this is the Kiko Smart Fusion Lipstick in 402. Getting all carried away with myself. I'm going to top it off with the Kiko Gloss, and this is a Hydra Gloss in 02. Obsessed with this gloss. And here we have the finished look. I absolutely love how this look turned out. I was very pleased on my birthday. It didn't actually take that long, and I feel like it ties in really nicely with the dress and the little gold earrings and stuff like that. I feel like it's a really, it's a kind of simple look. I think my main focus most of the time is on skin, because I feel like the eyes obviously are really important. I really love how the eyes turned out, but the skin for me is like where it's at, where the focus is. If you can get really good skin, any kind of simple eye, you're just going to look really glam and put together. I wouldn't say this is I don't mean it's simple as in minimal, but it's quite easy to do. I feel like anyone could do this if you're following the steps that I've shown. You don't need the specific products that I used in this tutorial, obviously, to get this makeup look. You could find some dupes and stuff like that, but I have linked everything that I did use down below, as well as a discount code for some of the products that you can get on Look Fantastic, and you can use my code for 20% off, which is LFTF Demi-B. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out, so I hope that you enjoyed watching this tutorial. It has been way too long, and I promise I won't be leaving it that long until the next one. I do actually have another look in mind, so I'll probably try and get that up in the next week or two as well. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you here again very soon. Bye!
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming